So hello and welcome. We have already completed series 1000 of IA standards, which were covering the attribute standards. Now we will begin with series 2000, which is performance standards. But before we get off to a start, let's have an overview of what standards we have covered in attribute standards and what we will be covering in performance standards. So that will be a good snapshot. This video will be a good snapshot for you to show the whole scope of the standards distributed between the attribute standards and performance standards. As per our customary practice, let's post some interesting questions and we will get responses to these questions in the process of this video. So let's start. What are the IA standards and what are they consist of? What is the purpose of the standards? What is the difference between attribute and performance standards? Where attribute and performance standards are positioned in the international professional practices framework? So what are the IA standards and what are they consist of? Let's understand that as guided by the IA standard. The standards are a set of principles based mandatory requirements consisting of a statement of core requirements for the professional practice of internal auditing and for evaluating the effectiveness of performance that are internationally applicable at organizational and individual levels, and interpretations clarifying terms or concepts within the standards. So there are two key things which this consists of, which is the number one is the core requirement and number two is the interpretations which clarify the terms and concepts within these standards. What is the purpose of the standard? So standard guide us to provide the four basic purposes. Let's understand those four basic purposes. The mandatory elements. The standard guide adherence with the mandatory elements of the IPPF. Number two, value added internal audit services. It provides a framework for performing and promoting a broad range of value added internal audit services. Number three, evaluation of performance. So it established the basis for evaluation of internal audit performance, and basically this is what we will be covering in the performance standards. Improved processes, foster improved organizational processes and operations. Attribute and performance standards apply to all internal audit services. So let's see the difference between what is attribute standards and what is performance standard. The attribute standards basically address the attributes of organizations and individuals performing internal auditing. For example, we have covered this whole area, and the attributes which we covered are independence, objectivity, proficiency, due professional care, and others also we have covered as well. The performance standard describe the nature of internal auditing and provide quality criteria against which the performance of these services can be measured. For example, we will cover this, that how to manage the internal audit activity, the planning part, resource management, how we will need to supervise the engagement, communications, reporting, and a lot of things other than that. We have posed one question that where the performance and attribute standards are positioned in the IPPF. So let's see where they are positioned in the whole IPPF. So you can see the one umbrella of IPPF. First, under it is the mission of internal audit, and then we have the mandatory guidance and recommended guidance. The mandatory guidance is having 4 areas, which is core principles, the standards, code of ethics, and definition of internal audit. If you see under the standards, we have series 1000 attribute standards and 2000, which is the performance standard, and this is where they are positioned in the whole IPPF. Under recommended guidance, you can see we have implementation guidance and supplemental guidance. We need to understand here one area, that the standards together with the code of ethics, so the middle 2 circles you can see encompass all mandatory elements of IPPF. Therefore, conformance with the code of ethics and the standards demonstrate conformance with all mandatory elements of the IPPF. So, for attribute standards, there were 19 standards, we covered them all. They were distributed in 4 sections. So, let us see those sections. Series 1000, which covered the purpose, authority and responsibility. Then series 1100, which was the independence and objectivity. 1200 covered proficiency and due professional care, and also CPD was part of it. 1300 covers the quality assurance and improvement program, and was having the details about the external assessments and internal assessments. The first attribute is standard 1000, was covering purpose, authority and responsibility, and was having another standard under it, which was recognizing the mandatory guidance in the internal audit charter. Then we have the second section of the attribute standards, which is standard 1100, which is covering the independence and objectivity. So, let us check what are the standards under this series 1100. So, 1110 covered the organizational independence, 1111 direct interaction with the board, 1112 chief audit executive roles beyond internal auditing, 1120 covered the individual objectivity, and 1130 covered impairment to independence or objectivity. The standard series 1200, the third section of attribute standard, covers proficiency and due professional care. This is the last one which we covered in 3 videos in proficiency, due professional care and CPD. So, these are the standards. Proficiency is 1210, due professional care is 1220, and 1230 was continuing professional development. A very important and interesting part of the attribute standards is the series 1300, which covers quality assurance and improvement program. So, let us see what are the standards there in this section. 1310 requirements of the quality assurance and improvement program, 1311 is about internal assessments, and 1312 is external assessments. 1320 tells us about the reporting of quality assurance and improvement program, while 1321 is about use of conforms with the international standards for the professional practice of internal auditing, and 1322 is on the disclosure of non-conformance. Let us start the performance standards, an overview of that. So, there are total 33 standards in this section 12,000 series, and they are distributed in 7 sections. So, let us see what are these sections first. The series 2000 is about managing the internal audit activity, 2100 is on the nature of work, 2200 is engagement planning, 2300 is performing the engagement, 2400 on communicating results, 2500 monitoring progress, and 2600 is on communicating the acceptance of risk. Please note that we have not covered these standards yet. Performance standards we have to start. So, after this video I will start covering these standard by standard, and we will have more details discussion on these standards, and we will cover simultaneously the implementation guidance as well. So, the first section is of the standard series 2000 is managing the internal audit activity. So, let us see what are the standards in this series. 2010 is about the planning, 2020 is communication and approval, 2030 is resource management, 2040 is policies and procedures, 2050 on coordination and reliance, 2060 reporting to senior management, and 2070 is about the external service provider and organizational responsibility for internal auditing. Standard Series 2100 is about the nature of work, and this covers the three standards under it, which are the governance, risk management, and control. Standard Series 2200 is about the engagement planning. Let's check the standards under this series. 2201 is about planning considerations. 2210 is about engagement objectives. 2220 is engagement objective, engagement scope, and 2230 is engagement resource allocation. 2240, the last one, is on engagement working papers. The fourth section under performance standard is the standard series 2300, which is about performing the engagement. The standards under this section are 2310, identifying information, 2320 is analysis and evaluation, 2330 is documenting the information, and 2340 about the engagement supervision. Standard series 2400 is about communicating the results. This is the fifth section of the performance standard series, and this covers the standard 2410, which is about criteria for communicating, 2420 on quality of communication, 2421 is on errors and omissions, 2430 is use of conducted in conformance with the international standards, 2430 on engagement disclosure of non-conformance, 2440 and 2450 covers the disseminating the results and overall opinion respectively. The last two standard series, they cover 2500, which is monitoring progress, and the seventh section, which is standard series 2600, is communicating the acceptance of risk. So thank you so much for your time. Hopefully this video has provided you an overall snapshot of the attribute standards, which we have covered already, and the 33 standards which we will cover actually in performance standards in 7 sections. Please keep liking my videos, subscribe the channel, and now because we are entering into another interesting phase of covering the performance standard, so let's other people also benefit from these videos and learn and understand, and please keep giving your comments, so that if you have any questions, I will definitely give answers to those questions. Thank you so much.